Mr. President, old Kanye or new Kanye?
I miss the old Kanye. Straight from the Go Kanye.
So yes, this actually happens. The controversial rapper Kanye West has visited Moscow, Russia. It's not a meme, it's not a joke, it actually happens. Kanye was in Russia for one day, and his visit did not only cause a lot of excitement and discussion in Russia and a lot of excitement in Russian propaganda.
Вероятно, что на родине Kanye теперь попытаются снова отменить, как до него отменили Такера Карлсона.
But it also turned into a bit of a disaster because Kanye chose not the most popular country to go to right now. But also, apart from that, what is happening is that Kanye West supposedly got reported on to the Russian police by a Z activist group for quote-unquote supporting Ukraine. Yes guys, what I'm saying right now is real. This is reality. This is not a fucking skit. What is happening? What is going on? What is up people, it is your boy Roman, your favorite neighborhood Russian, and in today's video, we're gonna be talking about Kanye's recent disastrous visit to Russia. And I just know that I have to make this video because I'm a Russian, and I'm also somebody who basically used to be a super fan of Kanye West. Check this out guys, for example right here, this is a rug that I have in my apartment. Obviously, meant to be the Kanye Yeezus album. Like a lot of young men in the last decades, I listened to my fair bit of Kanye West over the years, to the point where I know most songs from every album by heart. But also yes, I do currently think that Kanye West is insane and like a terrible person pretty much. Although he is very entertaining and funny, and no doubt he can still make good music, sometimes. But in my opinion, musically as far as content goes, he's fallen off. I basically kind of grew out of listening to his music all the time, and also his entire Hitler spiel was not great.
I see good things about Hitler also. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
And I guess maybe Kanye doesn't have the greatest takes when it comes to Russia as well, because on the 30th of June of 2024 he's visited Moscow. Now Kanye's already apparently been to Russia, and he's actually publicly said a few years ago that he would like to go to Russia, meet with Vladimir Putin, perform in Russia, and even possibly make Russia his new home. And then he forgot about that in 15 minutes, which is which is how Kanye West's brain works, right? That happens to his albums too, they just never come out. R.I.P. Yandi. So now a few years later, when there's a war in Russia, he finally decides to come. So why did Kanye West just suddenly decide to visit Moscow? It appears that Kanye visited Moscow for a friend's birthday actually, and the friend in question is the Russian fashion designer Gosha Rubchinskiy. Gosha Rubchinskiy kind of blew up around 2016 or so. He brought a very post-Soviet aesthetic to streetwear, and he actually did a bunch of Kanye's recent merch, with a bunch of the merch actually being in Russian. Let's watch this video here from United24, which is a Ukrainian resource.
This is Kanye West wearing a hoodie that features a phrase in Russian Black Dogs by his Yeezy brand. The new drop was released in cooperation with a notorious Russian designer Gosha Rubchinskiy. In 2018, Gosha was accused of soliciting pornographic photography of a 16-year-old fan.
Gosha Touchkitsky, more like. Yes, this is the sour part that I left out. Gosha Rubchinskiy is one of Russia's biggest fashion names. However, yes, he did have weird allegations against him. I actually haven't really done my research regarding this, but saying Gosha Touchkitsky is just funny, so...
Send me now something from the bathroom.
He's been in love with the Soviet aesthetics and regularly promoted it in his business, along with militarism.
Alright. I get that, you know, this is United24, so this is essentially Ukrainian propaganda. And I'm not saying Ukrainian propaganda, like, I don't really mean anything by it. Every country has propaganda. But like, claiming that like Gosha Rubchinskiy is like a Z designer is insane.
Much like Kanye, Gosha has been a distinct supporter of Russia. The only thing missing for him to perfectly match with his American employer is the praise of Hitler and justification of Nazism.
Every human...
Yeah, I'm not defending this, right? But all I'm saying is, Empire of Evil? Isn't this literally like criticizing Russia though here? Kind of, right? I mean, just by the name. Look, I get why they're doing this, but essentially claiming that Gosha Rubchinskiy, because he used like Soviet aesthetics or Russian aesthetics or whatever, in his clothing means that he's like a Z imperialist or whatever. Come on, guys. Like, then we have to say that Demna Gvasalia and Guram Gvasalia of Vetements and Balenciaga are both also Z, supposedly, because they use Soviet aesthetics in their clothing. You know, they've had a bunch of collections using actually imagery of Russia and the Soviet Union and other post-Soviet countries. Yet they're literally Ukraine supporters. Like, just because they use these images in art doesn't mean that you support them. I mean... whatever, guys, you know, media literacy is dying, who gives a shit?
I'm like young Putin. Cause I was like, yo, I'm young Putin. I used to say I was young Vladimir until I realized I was Vladimir. You know the moment when I realized that it was? When I realized that culture is an oil.
Of course. The most Kanye West fucking quote of all time. I remember this too, yeah, when Kanye praised Putin was a, you know, kind of a cringe moment for sure. But anyway, yes, Kanye came to Russia for Gosha Rubchinskiy's 40th birthday. Kind of a nice gesture, I guess. But what happened essentially is that, of course, Kanye West coming to Russia did not only excite a lot of fans, yes, actually in the hotel he stayed in Moscow, which was the Four Seasons Hotel, when the information came out that he's staying there, a ton of Russians came out onto the street outside of the hotel and were chanting his name and essentially waiting for him to go outside, show himself or whatever.
Kanye West! Kanye West! Kanye West!
And yeah, essentially it was a complete riot, you know what I mean? Russian fans standing outside Kanye's hotel in Moscow.
Oh, damn, this is my brother, $5 sign. Shout out $5 sign, man. Oh shit.
Yes, guys, this is it. This is the fucking TikTok res party. And you're not invited, okay? This is the youth of Russia, you guys. You know, they say they want to kill you, but they're actually making memes with Kanye minions and twerking on camera. Yes, everything that's happened is solely these people's fault. It's not old men in their cabinets. But anyway, yes, the crowds were pretty big, and even the police supposedly had to get involved to keep things normal, to keep it on the down low. So yes, of course, people coming out to see Kanye turned into a protest, basically, right? So I hope nobody got arrested. And also, this is my favorite thing that came out of this. People in Russia taking photos with a random black dude thinking it's Ye.
Let's go.
That's Kanye East, bro. Come on, you guys gotta know the lore, okay? That's Kanye East. Fortnite balls, I'm gay.
Fortnite balls, I'm gay. I like boys. I kidnap autistic kids.
You know what I mean? He loves it. He kind of does look like him, though. I kind of get it. Like, the smile is a little... Yeah, sure. I'd get fooled as well if there's an entire crowd screaming that it is Kanye. Mr. West would not be getting in like a fucking shitty Uber, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this, dude? Like, Kanye is not running around in Yandex Taxi Econom. I don't get it, dude. Kanye West не ездит на Яндекс Такси Эконом, блять. Ваш Рено Логан уже здесь. Kanye West не ездит на Kia Rio, утыкает бычки в перила.
Я вбиваю бычки в перила, ожидай свой Kia Rio.
He loves it, dude. He loves the attention. And then he's like, I'm not Kanye West. I'm not Kanye West, guys. Love this post as well. Kanye West seen outside hotel in Moscow. Bro is not Kanye. Like, bro is not Kanye. But yes, other than excitement from the Russian people and fans, Kanye's visit also gave a lot of excitement to Russian propaganda.
Культуру отмены отменил Kanye West. Звезда американского рэпа, несмотря на бесконечные бредни о России, приехал в Москву. Kanye West приехал в дорогущую гостиницу рядом с Кремлем, где, смотрите, собрались буквально толпы фанатов. Приезд в столицу американского скандального рэпера стал первым визитом американской звезды в Россию с февраля 2022 года. Несмотря на бесконечные санкции и запреты работать с Москвой...
They're literally using the fucking... They're using the video of Kanye East on like the left. Come on, you fucking guys. Come on, guys. They just think all black people look the same, probably. This is why they doing this. Because you gotta have to have some form of racism to work on Russian TV, right? Fucking hell.
Рэпер, создатель знаменитых кроссовок Wheezy.
Yes, the legendary Wheezy sneakers, of course. Lil Wayne is flipping in his grave.
Фото российского модельера Гошу Рубчинского. Вместе они уже выпустили коллекцию одежды с надписями на русском. Есть футболка «Я русский», кофта.
Is that real? I didn't see that one.
Ну или, например, «Fuck Adidas». На создание этой одежды Kanye вдохновил, как он сам говорит, русский мат. В американских СМИ рэпера уже отругали, назвали пропутинским бунтарем. Бунт, по мнению американцев, заключается в том, что Уэст несмотря на русофобскую повесточку, прилетел к своему другу на день рождения в Москву. Вероятно...
Fuck, I hate this shit. This is like, I don't even hate this just because it's Z, but because like this is the equivalent of, you know, Gen Z is trying to cancel Eminem. You know what I mean? Like this is the fucking same shit when like some out of touch old fucking Soviet boomers talk about cancel culture and повесточка.
Повесточку.
Like what, when they're using like the terms that come from Russian 4chan essentially. We're cooked. We're so cooked. Like this is clown worlds. Like we're already in it, fully immersed in it. We live in it.
Вероятно, что на родине Канье теперь попытаются снова отменить, как до него отменили Такера Карлсона.
Right. Of course. And they just had to use Stronger because of course that's the yeah, that Cornel West guy, yeah, Stronger. I heard that song. Some of my babas still say Kane.
Пример мягкой силы российской, да. Точно так же, как приезд Kanye West, конечно, безусловно, учитывая, какое количество поклонников есть у него в мире, это такой своего рода, ну, прорыв блокады, да, который пытаются нам организовать. Понятно, что он не первый, кто прорывает эту блокаду, но больше и больше будет на самом деле таких людей, которые будут в том числе рассказывать правду о России, о том, как у нас здесь...
Right. So, Russian media is essentially loving it, you know, once again they're showing it as, look, American comes to Russia, American, a real American is in Russia, you guys. An American from the West said that we're like doing something right? A real American who lives in like America, in the West, came to Russia, a foreign guest, and an alien. Some sort of stranger came to us, to Russia, from America. It's crazy, guys. And he's gonna say something good about us. Basically, there's been like endless memes recently in Russia about this, how essentially, right, the Russian propaganda, Russian currents, ideology, it's all built around opposing the West, opposing Western degeneracy or whatever. Yes, when like an American, any American essentially, any American comes to Russia and, you know, says one positive thing about Russia or something, or does something in Russia, it's immediately like, you know, news, and they're super excited about it, they're super happy about it. You know, it's the same with Tucker, Kanye, whatever, fucking Steven Seagal, who else? It's crazy. But also, the reaction of Z Telegram channels was also pretty interesting. But the funniest thing by far is that Alexander Dugin, the Russian, you know, political philosopher, schizophrenic male, a person who's very, very deeply Z, right? He's actually posted on his Telegram saying that Kanye West is actually ideologically our guy. So, essentially saying that ideologically he's Russian and that he has the same values as us, traditional-based Russians.
Fortnite balls, I'm gay.
Who are also Z. Which is, you know, amazing, because I don't really understand what makes Kanye like similar to Russia in his values. Maybe liking Hitler. I guess that's what it is though, right? Like Kanye had a whole tirade about how Hitler was a great guy and everything. I'm sure, you know, Alexander Dugin will agree at least, you know. I guess that's how he's similar to Russia in his values. Otherwise though, I just don't really get it, because I understand Kanye had that Christian arc recently, Jesus is King, right? Donda and everything. He didn't even curse on songs. And he was saying how he shouldn't have premarital sex and everything. But now he's back at it. He's talking about, you know, I don't even want to quote vultures. It's like... Basically, he's not like traditional based and conservative anymore. Really. He actually represents Western degeneracy, right? In the way that Russia sees it and describes it at least. Sort of a promiscuous capitalist, you know, lifestyle, whatever. And also, Kanye likes fingers up his booty. We've heard this from Amber Rose, so like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that also is coincidental with Russia's current values. So yes, the reaction of the Z community has been absolutely amazing. But once again, coming back to it, to how many people went out to see Kanye and how many fans gathered, you know, trying to meet him or whatever, I guess this definitely shows, right, that even though Russia is trying to sort of replace Western culture for Russians by creating new patriotic culture or whatever, the Russian youth and so on, they long to have these Western artists, to see them, to, you know, visit their concerts and so on and so on. And the thing is, right, these things were happening in Russia before. Like, you would have concerts of huge international bands, you know, coming to Russia, touring in Russia, and I got to experience that myself, for example, just for a little bit, right? In 2019, I went to this music festival called Bol, aka, translated to Russian, that's pain, where I actually saw Death Grips live, and Death Grips is like one of my fucking, no, I should say my favorite band fans. And seeing them in Russia, in Moscow, was absolutely insane because I've never even imagined that I would be able to see them in the first place ever in my life, let alone to be able to see them in Russia. Now that stuff is not happening anymore, and the only people that are performing in Russia are like, you know, Z artists, essentially. Which is pretty sad. However, don't you guys fret because apparently, supposedly, Kanye West is actually planning to perform in Russia. And during this Moscow visit, he did not only just hang out with Gosha Rubchinskiy, but also went and checked out a few venues in Moscow and a few stadiums, and supposedly he was looking at where he could perform and he was thinking about it. And according to some rumors and according to some sources or whatever in the Russian public sphere, there's some information floating around that Kanye is supposedly planning to perform in Russia, in Moscow, on September 6th. Once again, I don't know how truthful this information is, but it's very possible that Kanye once again will forget that he ever, you know, made this promise and will ever forget that he's actually had a plan like this in about 2 days, because that's once again how his brain works. He always is doing way too much, he forgets what he's doing, he never finishes a thing. This is one thing you realize the longer you follow Kanye West, right? So yes, it's probably not gonna happen. As a professional Kanye West expert, who used to follow him very thoroughly, not so much anymore, but I think this is probably not happening. But yes, and now let's get to the funniest part by far. Essentially, a Z civilian activist group in Moscow supposedly filed a report to the Russian police regarding Kanye West for propaganda of drugs and support of Ukraine. Yes, guys, this is real. Once again, what I'm saying is real. This is not South Park or whatever. Here it is right here. This is the official report they filed. And here they're saying there's information in the mass media that on September 6th of 2024, an American artist, Kanye West, is planning to perform in Moscow. In 2024, Kanye West released an album called Vultures with a song with the exact same title, and in the 4th verse of this song, such words, the song contains these words about quote-unquote sexually violating a Russian woman as a revenge for Ukraine. If you're a Kanye fan or if you've listened to Vultures, you already know what's happening here. Essentially, in that song, Vultures, Ty Dolla $ign, this is not even a line that Kanye performed. Ty Dolla $ign has the line, "She Russian, I beat up the pussy for Ukraine." Yes, she Russian, I beat up the pussy for Ukraine. And so this organization currently has filed a report to the Russian police saying that essentially Kanye West needs to be claimed, essentially needs to become a criminal and like an extremist in Russia, and that he should be banned from coming here and that he should not be allowed to perform here. And the reason is because of a line in Vultures by Ty Dolla $ign. So, I don't even know, guys. I don't even know what to say. It's just hilarious to me when like these worlds collide, you know what I mean? The world of Z and like Russian shenanigans and, you know, whatever's happening, you know, my beautiful country, with the world of like whatever memes and Western hip hop and stuff like that. When those things collide, this is insane. Like this just cannot be real. I just The longer we go on, you guys, the more I am just shocked at every single fucking insane thing this life throws at us. It's a ride. It's an incredible ride. Some info also came out about Kanye supposedly being added to a list of a Ukrainian website, Mirotvorets, which is like a website which outlines people that support Russia and are sort of the enemies of Ukraine. It's not an official governmental website or anything. And it here basically says that Kanye West is doing propaganda of the war and he's visited the capital of the occupants. I actually checked if this was real, and apparently it's fake. So Kanye is not yet banned from Ukraine or anything like that, but he might actually become banned from Russia because he was just reported on to the police for supporting Ukraine for a line that he didn't even say. That is incredible. That is just absolutely incredible, you guys. What did I say? I told you guys that Kanye's visit to Moscow was a kind of a disaster, and there you go. So much beautiful cringe, so many things to discuss. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, and if you want to make it better for me, then make sure to slap the like on this video. Let me know what you guys think about Kanye West in his current state and his recent trip to Russia. And yeah, guys, if you like what I do on this channel, if you'd like to support me additionally, and that is financially, then you can go over to the link down in the description and become a YouTube member. It is basically like YouTube's own version of Patreon. It's a monthly donation. It's the best way to support me. Or you can also do a super thanks underneath this video. But yes, guys, thank you so much for watching. Kanye West, Russia, whatever. See you in the next one. Peace.